Hello people, how are you all doing? Hope everything is good with you. And here we come to one very interesting, very simple and actually maybe the simplest part of issue of shares. Okay. Now here we are talking about issue of shares for consideration other than cash. Meaning all this while we have been doing, when we are issuing shares to the public, we are receiving cash, yes, in return. So that was issue of shares for consideration. What is the consideration I am getting back? Cash. But here we are not selling for cash. Rather, we are taking something in exchange. I am issuing shares to you and I am purchasing assets from you, suppose. Or maybe I am purchasing a running business, taking over a business entirely meaning what? With all its assets and liabilities. Now I am the owner of a running business. That is also possible. And to settle that, of course, if I am purchasing a business, I have to pay them something. And instead of paying cash, I am paying in terms of shares. Okay. So that can be purchase of assets or business. Also, you can give shares to some very key person involved in the incorporation of the business or with the issue of shares in the market. Those people are called promoters or underwriters. Promoter is a person who, right from the inception of the idea of the company, starts working on it and brings the company into existence. All legal procedures and everything else, the planning, promotion, execution, all requirements of the government, market surveys, everything. Arranging the financiers, arranging the management, everything they do. So they do a lot of work. So they're very key to the company taking birth, in other words. So those promoters need to be paid heavily. They can be paid as issue of shares also. Underwriters are people who take the guarantee that when I am coming up with a new issue of shares, they will be subscribed. Sometimes our shares are, the issue is undersubscribed. We have done case of undersubscription. So there is a minimum legal, requirement. There has to be the certain number of subscriptions by the public. If not, then I will not be able to move ahead with the issue of shares. So these people guarantee that I am able to, that is the company is able to go on with the promotion and issue of shares. So these are underwriters and they take some underwriting commission. Alright? So entries for these are very much standard and fixed. So those are very easy. We'll come to that. When we purchase assets or a business, you need to get acquainted with certain terms. Which terms are that you need to be very clear with? Purchase consideration. Purchase consideration meaning at what price, the agreed price that you are, getting into an agreement into. Okay, you are you're committing to pay. Okay, for your business worth so and so, I am going to pay you 10 lakhs. So what is 10 lakhs? The purchase consideration. I'm promising that I will pay for your assets or your business 10 lakh rupees. So that is what is called purchase consideration, the agreed price of the transaction. Alright, the purchase of asset or a business. Yeah. Net worth. Net worth of a business meaning the net assets of the business. Right? Net meaning not just the assets minus liabilities. So all assets that I am taking over less the liabilities of the business. This is the net worth. So the net worth, suppose a business has assets worth 20 lakhs and liabilities worth 5 lakhs. So what is the net worth? 15 lakhs, right? So 15 lakhs is the net worth of the business. Now, for taking over something worth 15 lakhs, I have to decide on a purchase consideration. Of course, these two companies will mutually decide, bargain, right? and they finally suppose settle at a price which is 16 lakhs, suppose. So I am agreeing to pay, the purchasing company is agreeing to pay 16 lakhs to the vendor. Vendor meaning the one who is selling. Okay, so this is the purchase consideration. Purchase consideration is more than the net worth, which is 15 lakhs, right? Something worth 15 lakhs, I am paying for that 16 lakhs. Why should I pay this extra 1 lakh? Of course, the business must be doing really good. So that is why I am interested in even taking over at a higher price than its net worth. Right? I expect that business will give me good returns in future. So I am paying for the goodwill of the company. Okay? So this 1 lakh will result into goodwill. Then goodwill is there when my purchase consideration is more than the net worth. So that difference will result into goodwill. I will record that extra payment as goodwill. Okay? And if at all my purchase consideration I settle at 14 lakhs. That means to buy something worth 15 lakhs, net worth is 15, I am paying only 14 lakhs. Am I not gaining? Yes. I am getting something more in return than what I am paying for. So obviously it's a gain for me, and this is not purchase and sale of goods. Not a regular thing. These are capital. Yes, big profits. So these profits, you all know which account to transfer to? Capital reserve. So when purchase consideration is less than the net worth, it will result into a gain which I transfer to capital reserve account. Fine. So these things you will have to know. Fine. It's very easy. Very, very easy. Mode of settlement meaning this agreed value. No, sorry. Whatever is the purchase consideration, suppose 16 lakhs. I have agreed to pay. I can either pay cash, I can issue shares, I can give debentures, or I can have a combination of everything. Okay. I can give bills. We all have done bills of exchange in class 7. I can give promissory notes to the vendor. So it can be a combination of whatever mode of payment. So here we can have it for cash or in the form of shares or debentures or bills, anything, whatever they agree upon, the seller and the buyer. Okay, enough of theory. Let's start with the practicals. So here we start with number 1, which is purchase of assets in consideration for consideration other than cash. We are purchasing assets. The sum says company X purchased machines worth rupees 6 lakhs from company Y. It agreed to issue shares in settlement of its dues. Okay. Now this is the basic thing I have taken, and I have taken 3 various cases where shares will be issued at par, premium, or even at a discount. Okay. Now company X is the purchaser. Okay. So we are passing entries in the books of company X, which is issuing the share, right? Company Y is the vendor. The name of the company is given here. Sometimes in some sums it is not given. It is simply said company X has purchased machinery worth 6 lakhs from another company. So in that case you will name the account as vendor's account. Okay. Now here we will be using company Y. The first entry, which will be common in any case, whether you issue shares at par, premium or discount, it just doesn't matter. So the purchase entry is independent of it. When you purchase assets, what? Debit. What comes in? Machinery account debit. So machinery account debit. 6 lakhs worth of machine. Right? And there is no purchase consideration given as such. So it is assumed that 6 lakhs worth of machine will be settled at 6 lakhs. So here to vendor's account, or here it's given company Y account will be credited with 6 lakhs. Okay. So this is entry number 1. This is for the purchase of asset. You have to pass this. With this we are showing that we have purchased the machine on credit from company Y. So now whenever we have to settle it, the company Y's account will be debited because we are now giving them something in return. So let's take the first piece. Company X issued 40,000 shares of 10 each at par and the balance in cash. Okay. So they have chosen two methods of payment. Modes of payment: one, partly an issue of shares, and whatever is left is in cash. Alright. And these shares are being issued at par, meaning rupees 10 each share is considered as 10 each. Issue price is 10. Okay. So first entry would be, or rather the only entry for the payment of this. Now who is receiving this money and the shares? The company Y. So now no more liability. Their account should be debited with entire purchase consideration, which is 6 lakhs. You credit share capital as you are issuing shares. Share capital account with 40,000 shares of 10 each. That means 4 lakhs of the liability you have settled by issuing shares. Right? 40,000 shares of 10 each. So the shares worth 4 lakhs you have issued. What is the balance left? 2 lakhs. That is being paid in cash. Of course, since this is company's dealings, they usually prefer to keep it in the bank account only. Okay. So all entries to the bank when it comes to companies. So this is the entry we pass for making the payment because shares are issued at par. Correct? We can credit share capital with the entire nominal value of 10 because there is no premium involved here. Easy, no? Absolutely easy. Next one. Shares issued at premium. Okay. So company issued shares at 12 per share in full. Meaning it's not giving any cash as such. Whatever is due, it is giving in form of shares. Shares valued at 12 per share. The nominal value being rupees 10. That means 2 per share is the premium. Right? Issue price is 12. So how many shares will I have to issue? That is the question. For that we have a formula. Okay. Please make note of the formula. Number of shares to be issued is equal to the purchase consideration divided by the issue price per share. Okay. Total, this is my liability. Divide by what is the worth of each share. So this will give me the number of shares I have to issue. Right? So here the purchase consideration is 6 lakhs. Alright? And I have to give the shares at 12 per share. So how many shares do I issue? This divide goes 50,000. Right? 60? Yes. Okay. So I issue only 50,000 shares because my share price is more than the nominal value. Therefore, I issue lesser number of shares. It's a gain for me. Right? And any such gain at the time of issue of shares, premium will be going to securities premium reserve. So, company Y will be debited obviously in all cases because it is the receiver. So 6 lakhs entirely I am settling and I credit to share capital account only the nominal value of shares. 50,000 shares into 10 meaning 5 lakhs. And my gain to securities premium reserve. So it is 1 lakh. 1 lakh is my gain. How? I am issuing 50,000 shares and 2 rupees is the premium. Fine. So here in this case, I completely settle this by issuing shares. Share capital only nominal value 5 lakhs. So that is why you see we need to find out the number of shares, which will depend on issue price. Alright. So this is the entry when it comes to issue of shares at a premium. Now let us see the third case. It is said company issued shares at a discount 10%. Now earlier it was very much allowed. Now the company is not allowing any issue of shares at discount. So no more applicable. Okay. These you might find in some old books. Now this has been rectified now. Alright. So this is a closed chapter. We focus only on these two. This formula is important. So here the purchase entry and then the settlement entry. Alright. Now we take the next case. Case 2 is purchase of business. Surya Limited purchased the following assets and liabilities of Chandra Limited. Plant, buildings, sundry debtors, stock, cash and creditors. Obviously, clearly you can find out that except creditors, which is the liability, remaining are assets. I had told you earlier in this video that when you purchase a business, the net worth of a company is all its assets taken over minus the liabilities taken over. So net worth of Chandra Limited will be calculated as sum of all assets 6 lakhs plus 10 4 lakhs plus 1 lakh 60,000 11 lakh 60,000 13 lakh 60,000 15 lakh 60,000 minus 60,000, that is 15 lakhs. Okay, so net worth is 15 lakhs. Assets minus liabilities. Okay, so 15 lakhs in that case. Pass necessary journal entries in the following cases. What is the case? If purchase consideration is 15 lakhs. Okay, fine. Meaning whatever is the worth of the business, net worth, my purchase consideration is exactly that. And in here, purchase consideration is 18 lakhs. Wherein my purchase consideration is more than the net worth. I am paying extra, meaning for goodwill. Correct. So let us first pass the purchase entry. Then we come to the settlement. The amount is payable 12 lakhs as fully paid shares of 10 each and the balance in check. The confusing part for children, I mean initially, yes, later on it's just okay, is what is this 18, what is this 12, what is this 15, So please be very clear about it. Number one, you need to know the net worth, 15 lakhs. Compare it with purchase consideration. Purchase consideration in case 1 is 15 lakhs, case 2 is 18 lakhs. Two different cases. Right? When we compare, we get to know whether we are purchasing for more than what it is worth, that is goodwill, or less than what it is worth, that is at a gain, which will be transferred to capital reserve. Correct? So we don't have to get this. And here, payable meaning, now this is coming to mode of settlement. These figures are important for passing the first purchase entry. Settlement ke liye, this is important. Okay. Let's first purchase all the assets. Okay. So here we have plant, 6 lakhs, building, 4 lakhs, sundry debtors, 1,60,000, stock. Yes, you will have to debit all assets individually because you are purchasing all those assets as such. Okay. Here, purchase consideration is 15. Therefore, I have no goodwill or capital reserve. So straight away to Chandra Limited, meaning my vendor. How much do I have to pay? 15 lakhs. This you remember always, that the vendor is always credited with the purchase consideration. Okay. 2. Creditors. That is one more liability taken over, 60,000. Okay. So if you see, your credits will be equal to your debits. This is the purchase entry. Then comes the settlement. What am I paying? 12 lakhs fully paid up shares of 10 each. not at a premium or anything. So it's at par. So now Chandra Limited, we will debit because he is receiving now. We will debit him with the entire purchase consideration. We need to close his account. Share capital will be credited with the amount I am issuing the shares of. So 12 lakhs. Settled. Balance. Bank account. 3 lakhs. Okay. So his account is settled. I have paid partly through shares, partly in cash. Here. Next. Here the PC is 18 lakhs. So this entry will change. Okay. Apart from the assets that I am purchasing, I will have to bring into picture the goodwill that I am paying for. Okay. I am paying extra here. So 1,60,000. Then we have stock, 2 lakhs, cash, 3 lakhs. Basically, this side is coming equal to 15 lakhs. To creditors, 60,000. Okay. I have agreed to pay him 18 lakhs. So I will have to credit Chandra Limited with 18 lakhs. See, I always credit with the purchase consideration. Credit the vendor with the purchase consideration because I have agreed to pay him 18 lakhs. Clear? Then, so this side is extra, right? This is 15 lakh 60,000. This is 18 lakh 60,000. So this is goodwill. 3 lakhs. I am paying extra for the goodwill. This is the balancing figure here. Now my debits are equal to credit. Then coming to settlement of it. Chandra Limited. Okay, debit. Entire 18 lakhs. To share capital. I am here also, I am issuing shares worth 12 lakhs. Therefore, the balance amount will be 6 lakhs, which I will pay through bank. Alright? Just in case, here your purchase consideration was suppose 14 lakhs. Then 14 lakhs only. 15 lakhs is your net worth, but you are paying only 14 lakhs. Then of course, a capital reserve would have come into picture worth 1 lakh. Right? Remaining entry. Now if you see this, your purchase entry and your settlement entry, they don't have any, there is no continuity to it except the vendor's account. Doesn't matter, goodwill, capital reserve, whatever. These are like completely independent, right? So these are the entries when we purchase businesses. Okay? Purchase of business, number 1. And second, the settlement entry. 2 entries will be passed. Fine? Good. Then we go to the most standard type of questions. So third part. Shares issued to promoters and underwriters. So part 3. Shares issued to promoters. Goodwill account debit to promoters account. Now whenever we avail the services of a promoter, we give him this amount. Okay. So the promoter's account will be credited with the amount we need to pay him. Now, what is it for us? Basically, it's an incorporation cost for us. But this is like formation expense, right? So we debit that to goodwill account. Okay, whatever has gone into the incorporation is usually debited to goodwill account. In some cases, you will also see incorporation cost account debit, incorporation cost account also being debited instead. That is also acceptable. So you can write both goodwill or incorporation costs account. Okay, to promoters account. Now, second entry, when we are issuing these shares to the promoter. Now, you can settle the promoter's account either by issuing shares or giving them debentures or simply paying a part of it in cash. So we settle promoters account, and if you are issuing shares, we credit share capital, bank if it's cash transaction, and debentures if at all we are issuing debentures. Debentures you will learn at length in the next chapter. Coming to underwriters, as I have already told you, underwriters will always charge a commission, which is an expense for us, share issue expense. So underwriting commission account debit to underwriters, meaning this amount is due to be paid, and then we actually pay them either in form of shares or in cash. We need to settle their account, debit their account, underwriter's account debit to share capital in case you are issuing completely in shares. Alright, so this brings us to the end of this segment, which is issue of shares for consideration other than cash, where we have already learned issue of shares for purchase of assets only or the entire business, or in case of promoters and underwriters. Alright, I hope you found this segment very easy, right, compared to whatever we have already done. So please do this, and because these come maybe as a subpart in the whole question, where sums you'll be getting sums as partly issue of shares to the public for cash, and in that only you might be given this as part of it was issued as for consideration other than cash. Or you might be getting a small sum, which is a form sum maybe, which is completely on issue of shares for consideration other than cash. Okay, so whatever be the case, be prepared, keep liking my videos, don't forget, and do subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Alright, and yeah, please press the bell icon so that you do not miss out on any important video that comes. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.